Aloha mai kako e maho aloha, aloha. Greetings, my name is Dr. Keliʻi Akina, and I'm running for re-election as your trustee at large in the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. This is an important election in which every registered voter has a right and duty to vote. I want to thank you for this opportunity to share what I stand for. At the outset, let me tell you a little bit about myself personally. I attended the Kamehameha schools, and as a youth I learned the ancient arts of Hawaiian culture as the chanter for the halau of a renowned kumuhula. Thanks to the hard work of my loving parents, I was able to go away to the mainland for a college education. And when I came back, I dedicated my life to working with Hawaii's young people as a Christian minister, first on the Waianae Nanakuli coast, mentoring Hawaiian teenagers, and eventually as president of Youth for Christ Hawaii. I was also the founder of the Center for Tomorrow's Leaders. After earning master's and PhD degrees in philosophy and ethics, I taught at Hawaii Pacific University and am currently president and CEO of the Grassroots Institute, which advises government and business leaders on how to improve the economy, government, and society. I'm passionate about helping Hawaiians and all people of the state to live by the aloha spirit and to make Hawaii the best it can be. Currently, I live in Honolulu, where I'm a husband and the father of 4 grown children, all of them graduates, like myself, of Kamehameha schools. When I became a trustee in 2016, OHA's reputation was at an all-time low. There were serious concerns over the financial management and ethics of the board. I fulfilled my campaign promise to stand up and successfully challenge the system. I fought hard on behalf of the public and OHA beneficiaries to rid the agency of fraud, waste, and abuse. And despite opposition, I championed a historic independent audit, which is now the blueprint for change. And in the midst of a scandal where many trustees had abused their personal trustee allowances on lavish expenses, I refused to do this, nor to take any funds, and I refunded $44,400 to the OHA beneficiaries. Although frequently a lone voice, I also successfully worked with and influenced other trustees. For example, the board unanimously approved my independent audit proposal and has adopted policies for financial reform, which I promoted when first elected. With numerous policy improvements and a capable new staff at OHA, OHA is on track to better serving the Hawaiian people. But to make sure that needed reforms take root, it's crucial for me to be reelected. I have a 3-point plan to develop the land and resources of OHA's trust fund to meet the needs of Hawaiians. First, protect the trust through continued audits and sound fiscal policies. Secondly, grow the trust by developing the financial potential of Kaka'ako Makai and other properties owned by OHA. And third, use the trust to meet the real needs of Hawaiians for housing, jobs, education, and healthcare. I will continue with all my energy to push OHA to take these steps to meet the most pressing needs of Hawaiians, empowering them to thrive, succeed, and achieve great goals. And I will continue to fight on behalf of the people because OHA needs a watchdog. Many of you voted for me in 2020. I was elected and fulfilled my campaign promise to bring needed reforms to OHA. Now in 2024, I humbly ask for your vote to serve a second term as your trustee at large in the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. You can learn more about my positions and get involved in our campaign at www.keliʻiakina.com. That's www.keliʻiakina.com. I'm Keliʻi Akina, and I approve this message. And I thank you for your kind attention. Vote Akina, because OHA needs a watchdog.
Youth advocates have been trying to get flavored tobacco and vape products banned statewide in Hawaii for years, but nothing much has changed. What will you do to make this happen and protect kids' health?
Mahalo for the question. I respect the efforts of law enforcement and others to keep tobacco and vape products away from young people. But there's something more important that needs to happen. Young people need to make the choice themselves that they want to be healthy and then act on that choice. So rather than look to government to create bans and restrictions on what we may or may not do, we should be encouraging ourselves to make our own choices. It's important to realize that if you want freedom, then you have to exercise responsibility.
I see a lot of homeless people in our community, and it really bothers me. If you get elected, how will you help them find homes and get the support they need?
Thanks so much for that very important question. Let me answer from 2 points of view. First, as a trustee in the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, I'm aware that Native Hawaiians are disproportionately experiencing homelessness. That's why I will continue to advocate for OHA and the Department of Hawaiian Homelands to get people off the waiting list and into their own homes. But from a broader perspective that affects everyone, I think we have to understand that homelessness is actually not the problem, but a symptom of a deeper problem. And our goal should be to fix the deeper problem. For example, many homeless are on the streets today because they are suffering from mental illness. Providing them shelter may not solve their problem. What they really need is the appropriate mental health treatment. The point I'm trying to make is that we have to find the real underlying cause of someone's homelessness and then treat that cause, not just the symptom.
Why is food so expensive in Hawaii compared to other places? What would you do to help families like mine afford healthier food?
Great question. We import over 80% of all that we consume. That means we transport our food thousands of miles, and with the location we are in the middle of the Pacific, federal shipping laws like the Jones Act result in higher costs for food and other items that we import. Ultimately, we need to modernize and more aggressively pursue our agricultural industry. This is a great opportunity for anyone in the younger generation interested in the application of robotics and artificial intelligence. With fewer people interested in traditional methods of farming, technology could be the key to attracting young people to become food producers for our state and even beyond Hawaii. As an OHA trustee, I will continue to approve OHA grants to local farmers and continue to advocate for OHA to invest in a local agricultural economy. And that will allow Hawaii to be more self-reliant on locally grown and produced food.
With natural disasters happening more often because of climate change, are we ready to protect people here? What will you do to keep us safe?
Mahalo for your question. There's a lot of controversy around this question, in fact. However, there are 2 things that most people actually agree on. First, climate change is taking place. And second, human behavior and technology have an impact upon climate. There is, however, a third issue around which we need to create stronger agreement, and that is, what do we do about climate change? While we can pursue a vision for the total replacement of fossil fuels with green forms of energy, there's the question of timing. Going to the extreme in either direction is probably not feasible and can result in excessive costs and limitations. With respect to the question of natural disasters, Hawaii can be better prepared to respond. As an OHA trustee, I will continue to support efforts that grant financial resources to organizations who are helping to deal with climate change, such as those working to restore wetlands, habitats where our animals must be protected, and address high fire hazard areas.
My parents both have to work more than one job just to support our family. Why is that? And what would you do to help families not have to struggle so much?
I appreciate that question. The high cost of living in Hawaii is one of the primary reasons why parents have to work more than one job to support their families. To help them, I will continue to advocate for 1, the development of a local agricultural economy which would lower our food costs, 2, more housing at affordable prices, and 3, connecting more people to job training skills which will make them more attractive in the job market. But the solution is not to be found by looking to government or nonprofit groups to solve our problems. If you're a young person, the cost of living in Hawaii is not a theoretical issue. You will soon have to decide whether you can afford to stay in Hawaii or will need to live on the mainland. Whether you can buy a home here or whether you can raise your family. Those are important questions. You're the one who has to take your future into your own hands and get the education, training, and opportunities to empower yourself.